Let's also talk about what's happening on planet Earth, right here in your own backyard. You have this thing called the coronavirus happening at this time. Coronavirus, any virus, has kind of an energetic origin in it. I mean, in other words, it's not just a biological imbalance. It's attempting to rebalance something else. You know, we talk about the sexual energy virus, rebalancing of the masculine and feminine so that there's no longer the conflict or the reliance. So the masculine's no longer relying or depending on the feminine and vice versa. So there's no longer the conflict between the two and the victimness that goes with it. That's what the sexual energy virus does. It's not biological, but yet it acts exactly like a biological virus. You can get infected with it. You have this coronavirus on the planet right now. But what's really happening, well, there's many levels of it, but what's happening is it's causing a reset on the planet. A reset. Who would have imagined that something like this could even be possible? Who would have imagined that humans all across the planet are staying at home? The streets are quiet. The skies are quiet. The air is quiet. People are at home, and some of them are having a very difficult time of being at home with themselves or family members. Others will find this to be one of the most beautiful and impactful times of their life. They couldn't have planned it otherwise. They couldn't have planned a 2-week vacation sitting at home because they would have been tempted to go out and still do things. But right now, the planet is going quiet. It's a reset. And in the reset, many are coming to the deeper parts of themselves. They're finally having some quiet. They're finally having to take a look within. It wouldn't have happened like this. With this many people, the humans on the planet, taking that look within. It wouldn't have happened any other way, I don't think. So there's a brilliance behind the virus, and it is releasing many people who were ready to go. There's going to be a death toll with it, as there is with any virus, but this will be a noticeable death toll. But these are ones that were truly ready to go. In other words, it's acting like a catalyst for them. It was time for them to go back home. They heard the call of the angelic families. They knew it was a time of shift on the planet. They weren't ready to go forward. So they attract the virus to them. And the virus takes care of that issue, and soon they're gone. Some going to the new earths, some going to the near-earth realms for contemplation. Some will try to pop right back into this planet for another incarnation, but there's an interesting force right now where so often that happens now in modern current times. Somebody dies, and they'll try to come back in for another incarnation within weeks or months. It used to be decades or hundreds of years, but now they're trying to come back in weeks or months. It simply won't happen right now. There's so much going on in the near-earth realms with the angelic beings who supervise those levels or assist on those levels to assure that those who are transitioning right now off of the planet Earth, out of their physical body, take that quiet time. It's not just on Earth that people are taking the quiet time. The ones who are going to the near-Earth realms will need to take that quiet time. Everything's settling down in all of creation. The planet is going through a huge reset right now. We'll talk about more of that in a few minutes, but I want you to feel into what's really happening. And when you feel into it, remember that you already knew. We had already gone through this. We had already talked about something happening on the planet that was going to change everything. And of course, most of you immediately go to a scenario of war, something like that, or aliens taking over. I hope none of you are thinking that way. Aliens aren't allowed here anymore. They have to leave. No more interference on this planet. What you have right now is this tremendous quiet time on the planet. It's changing everything. changing everything. The virus itself ultimately will have a huge economic impact. It already has, but when it's all totaled up, a huge economic impact, which will cause a shift in the economies of the planet. Now, economics, money, what is it? It's just energy. So it's the same thing that's happening, even though I say it's an economic virus. Ultimately, it's really about energy. It's about people no longer being able to blame others for their lack of abundance. For the most part, with Shambro, we got over that a while ago because I had no patience for it. If you're not in abundance, it's your own fault, because abundance is there everywhere. If you're not in it, it's because you still like being in lack. But don't get me going here. Most of those Shambra have left. Abundance is everywhere. People sitting at home, many of them are going to start thinking, do I really want to go back to that job where I truly wasn't in joy, where I wasn't abundant? They're not going to think in the terms that we talk about energy serving them, but that's ultimately what it's about. They're going to say, that wasn't serving me very well. There's a tremendous surge in the creativity level in the planet right now. A lot of people are at home bored, or perhaps domestic violence, or they're just wasting a lot of time on irrelevant social media. But there are many, many right now that are getting a creative surge. They're thinking to themselves, I want to do something. When things get back to normal, which they never will, I want to do something with my life. I want to express. I want to experience. I want to expand myself. And I want to, well, they don't say it, but what they're really saying is come to realization, the 4 E's. So many are sitting home right now and they're opening up to creativity at this very, very moment. It'll take a while for them to get through some of their fears and doubts. You know what that's like. You get a big idea, a creative idea, and then the doubt mind, the doubt demons come in and tell you why you can't do it. But there's a huge surge in creativity right now for a lot of reasons. People sitting at home getting bored, contemplating, what do I really want to do with my life? But they don't know it yet. But there's a huge release from the angelic families as they disband by the end of this day on this planet. It's a huge release. It's part of the matrix that was holding things in. Well, you know from Ancestral Freedom, and now my wonderful update, you know that there's a matrix with your ancestral family. It's so tightly woven, so much tighter than even your past lifetimes, that keeps you kind of in the matrix. And this matrix of the angelic family is being released today. Most people will never realize it, maybe later on. Today they probably won't realize it, but they'll feel something changed. And it did. It's happening right now.
Okay. How many humans will contract the coronavirus? How many will die from it? And when will it end? Oh my goodness, what a dark question.
Dark question. Everybody's asking that, and the reason why I wanted it asked here was because it's not really known. It's not really known, nor do I want to make a psychic prediction on it. I'll make a calculation just based on what I observe from high above in the other realms, that ultimately it's probably going to affect somewhere in the neighborhood of 40 to 50 million people on the planet.
Wow.
Right now, it's thought on this day to be just over 1 million, but it's actually about closer to 1.2, 1.3 million that actually are affected by it. So the numbers could go a lot higher. The death toll, as of today, is about 68,000. Not all of them are reported yet, but the death toll is getting up there. The death toll on this could be anywhere close to 500,000 and maybe up to 1 million people. There are a lot of factors that will determine what that is, but it's significant. It's significant, no doubt, but there was also a lot of people ready to leave the planet, ready to leave at this time. They knew they couldn't go forward. They wanted a reboot, and that's what death is. It's a reboot. they knew it was time to leave. And there are some who have, let's call them alien origins. They're whether they wanted to go or not, but they're going to be leaving due to this. So it's kind of a time of exodus on the planet. And the amazing thing is, it's without a war. It's without the hostility. As a matter of fact, it's a great time of compassion on the planet. You're going to see some of the most creative, compassionate acts of humanity, I think, that have ever been on the planet at any time.